Hello, you beautiful people. Skippy The Loremaster here. Welcome to my channel. And today, I am going to be defending Thor's design in God of War Ragnarok as both logical, consistent, and also in many ways different from the Thor that has been depicted in many different iterations throughout all of popular culture. Now, just to back up, just to give a little context about what exactly I'm talking about. A couple days ago, PlayStation had their gigantic annual showcase where they showcased multiple heavy hitter games from many of their first party and third party studios, all coming basically exclusive to the PlayStation community and the PlayStation platforms and consoles. And one of these games that they announced was God of War Ragnarok, and they came out with the first major trailer for it, and many of the designs of different characters came afterwards. Well, one of these designs in one of these pictures, one of the designs was Thor and their depiction of what they want Thor to be within their particular universe. And to put it mildly, it has taken over the internet. And in some ways, not so good. It has gotten a little bit of heat, a little bit of criticism for how they designed it, or how they designed him, and how it's not the typical Thor, right? And well, my answer to that is I do not believe that their criticisms are well-founded at all. In fact, I think that it's perfect, and I love it. I love that depiction of Thor, okay? And I'll tell you why. Number one, it's purely logical, okay? It's logical because that is how Thor was described in Norse mythology, in the sagas, in the Icelandic sagas of Norse mythology depicting all of the gods. That is how he was described. And Marvel, now, once again, I'm not criticizing Marvel because they have their own style, so that can be good. And I'm not criticizing Chris Hemsworth because that is a man, okay? And he's a great actor just in general. But their depiction of him is not what Norse mythology had him represent. It just wasn't, okay? That kind of chiseled blonde hair, blue eye, Aussie, kind of no beard, really. No beard at all, actually. No belly whatsoever. Yet strong and masculine. That wasn't his depiction. Obviously, the strong and the masculine part was definitely his description within Norse mythology. However, he wasn't chiseled, right? He had a belly. He had a barrel belly, definitely. He had a big, thick red beard. He had long red hair by most descriptions, and he was a big burly man, almost hedonistic in a way, and that is the truly inspired take on Thor. Okay, the way God of War has depicted him, or I should say, the way the artists at Santa Monica, which are very gifted people, the way that they wanted to show him, right? That was the truly logical approach. Right, and once again, while Marvel and all of these other depictions all over the place, right, because Thor is very widely used, have their own strengths and their own weaknesses. I think that the best rendition of Thor, at least so far what I've seen, just from this painting alone or this picture alone, God of War has it, and God of War has the best one so far. Okay, at least as far as accuracy to Norse mythology, right? Second, consistency, overall consistency. First off, Mimir in God of War, in 2018 God of War 2018, literally called Thor a fat gobber, okay? And some have pointed to like a statue where he looks thinner, but I'm like, his armor is like covering that up, right? So you really can't notice that. And it's just overall consistent approach. Because if they were to just say, Mimir, who's the smartest man alive, right? If he was to say he was a fat gobber, right? Then why would they depict him as some chiseled, skinny, blonde-haired dude, right? No. You know, that wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't be consistent with the actual story and the lore that was already provided, right? And then number 3, it is just overall different. And you see, you know, we have been accustomed to, you know, these Hollywood superstars who, you know, get these trainers, get these physical trainers, and they become just built, right? And then they go and act in these movies, and they're these superheroes, and you say, right? And even the villains, you know, sometimes they look also like really, you know. And, you know, having that different, truly, once again, inspired approach, creative, is something that we need, really, within the entertainment industry. A mix-up, you know, something that changes the landscape, right? And having someone like Thor, for instance, that, you know, looks different like that, it's just awesome. You know, it's just awesome. Plus, also, you know, I have a lot of fluffy, let's just say, friends, and I've talked to many of them, and they love it. They love someone who's depicted like that, you know? They love someone who kind of represents them, you know, I guess, as fluffy men. And everyone keeps saying, you know, oh, well, you know, them being chunky and them looking like that, or Thor looking like that, you know, he kind of looks like a teddy bear, so he doesn't look menacing. Compare some of the most strongest men in the world in some of those weightlifting competitions to the Thor that you see depicted in that picture, and you will see what strength is. That is a strong, okay, that is a strong man, right? And let me ask you this. If he came knocking up to your door, right, I'd like to see some of these people hiding behind these Twitter walls, right? I'd like to see some of them say, hey, you want to fight, buddy? First off, that Thor will destroy them, okay? He don't even need Mjolnir. He'll split them in half, right? And another thing as well is Thor was a drunk, okay? He drunk so much ale, right? And even drunk a large portion of the ocean and created the tides off of a dare, right? Does the individual, you know, the representation of Thor, for instance, in Marvel, does that look like someone who will beat you at a drinking contest? I don't think so. Okay, the one from God of War, he definitely will. He definitely will. And, you know, and with all these different reasons, I just think that a lot of these people who are saying, oh, you know, that isn't real. And I won't go as far as to say, I guess it's fat shaming. Although in certain instances it has gotten a little, unfortunately, there. But I do think that a lot of these people who are saying that they won't get the game because he's like that, that makes no sense to me. That makes just no sense whatsoever. You should play the game because of the story, because of all of the characters, and quite frankly, that is a wonderfully innovative design choice for Thor, okay? And I think it's spot on with Norse mythology. It's different for, you know, looking at something different from, you know, what's already in popular culture. And purely speaking, you know, it's consistent, once again, with the lore. It's just consistent with the lore. And, you know, once again, it's very different. And I appreciate it highly. And I think that Kratos will have a challenge on his hands. You know, going up against Thor, the second strongest god of all of the Aesir gods in all of the Norse pantheon. But that'll be all for this video. I had to defend my boy Thor. Gotta love him, God of Thunder, you know, God of Thunder, right? But anyway, y'all have a great one. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay healthy, y'all stay happy, and y'all have a great one, okay? Bye-bye.